Thermal Sound Wave. It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio. We hear C.Truth, Kev Lawrence. That's what it is. This is a portion of the program where we bring in somebody to join us to talk about a lot of different things. Some things that they're doing, some things that we might be doing, or collaboration of the two, or somewhere in between. And tonight, this afternoon, depending on when you're checking this out, we have a brother by the name of Omega Red. No, this is not a vitamin. This is not like a supplement.
It's not a Marvel character. Because, you do see vitamins on Marvel character.
It's the Alpha Omega.
Okay.
There it is. Yes. It's artists, you know what I'm saying, Omega Red joining us right now on the program, Thermal Sound Waves. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Omega Red's in the building. Holla at your red Negro.
No doubt. Now, you're coming from out of where exactly? What region?
I mean, I was born originally in Boston, Massachusetts.
The Bean.
Okay.
Boston. So, but that's not where I reside right now. I'm currently living in Buffalo, New York. But it was a long journey from Boston to Buffalo. So there's a long journey that happened, between those times. But I reside in Buffalo, New York right now, the home of Griselda. I'm around all those cats.
I'm happy you got out of the New England area.
Yes, thank you.
Good for you.
Thank you.
I've been out of there. I'm living in Brooklyn though. I was living in Brooklyn before I moved up to Buffalo.
Well, I'm just saying, like we're happy out of the New England area. Praise the Lord.
Come on, man. Come on. Don't be like that, man. It's all good.
Nah, man. Get out of there, man. Get out of there. Shout out to people out there in Massachusetts, Rhode Island.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I had to leave.
You know what it is. You're back in the Empire State. Back in the Empire State. So tell us about that journey, though. What was the journey from you going from New England into New York, Buffalo, Brooklyn, and all that kind of stuff? Like, what exactly happened? Was there were you on the run? Like, what happened?
Nah, man, what you mean by on the run?
I'm just asking.
On the run, I be running.
I don't run from nobody, and I don't run from anything.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
If I see some crazy, I'm running.
So I right out of high school, I went in the Air Force. Okay. So I went in the Air Force at 17. I did 4 years in the Air Force.
Thank you for your service.
And I was overseas.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir. And I was overseas for 2. So I lived in Germany for 2 years. I was stationed at Ramstein. I traveled all through Europe and Middle East. And then when I came back to the States, I did a lot of...
You was an East Side rider?
I'm sorry, say it again?
You was East Side?
Yes, sir.
All right, shout out to the East Side riders. I know that's...
So, so when I moved back, I was still doing 6 TDY duty stations. So I would stay in, different stations all up and down the East Coast and the Midwest at the Air Force bases. And then I did my last duty station in Massachusetts. And then when I got out the military, I still had a hustler's mentality. So I ended up hitting the streets again, and I ended up doing 3.5 years in jail when I got out the military. It was kind of crazy, right? It's kind of like that movie with Lawrence Tate. What was that movie? Where he got out the Marines.
Dead Presidents.
Yeah. It was sort of like that, but I wasn't robbing banks or nothing like that. But yeah, so I sat down for 3.5. When I did that 3.5 in jail, man, I just said, you know what? I need to really take this music stuff serious. So when I got out the military, when I got out to jail, I focused on the music, and then I hit radio about 6-7 months after that. But while I was in high school and elementary school, I'm a musician. I played the saxophone. So I grew up playing the saxophone. I was in a jazz band, marching band, and all that stuff. So I'm a musician. So I understand music, how to read music. So once I got on radio and once I got it, started getting things popping, that's when I started to head to New York doing showcases. And I think that's why I started to meet you, Kevin, right? That's why I met you, right?
I forgot what showcase it was, but I remember meeting at a showcase.
Yeah, I just do a lot of showcases, but I know I met you through a Juba. I know
right,
that.
Shout out to Juba, Miss Gamble right there. Yeah.
Yep. So, I started coming out to New York and doing showcases, and then I said, you know what, I gotta bounce. I reached the ceiling in New England, and I came to New York. And once I got to New York, that's when I was off to the races.
Gotcha.
So, and then I met Tanya Payton, which was she grew up with Jay-Z and Marcy, and she was his publicist for about 20 years. And then I met her, and then I was back and forth to LA, and that's when I landed my first single with Ray J. And that's what pretty much, Ray J pretty much put me in the game, And then I met all these other big producers, and I was studying all these, studying with all these legends and stuff. Did a record with KRS-One. I was just, moving and shaking, man. Just, being relentless, man. Staying on my grind. you know?
Right.
But that's a short summary
Definitely.
of how I got to New York. And then I started to, go back and forth to Toronto. And my youngest daughter was born. And at the time, me and her mother was living in Brooklyn, right near Northston and Willoughby. And her mother was from that area. So, but I was going back and forth a lot. And in Buffalo, I was like, how much does it cost to live? How much? What? So
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I understand socioeconomics now because, I've been I traveled around the world and I've lived in many different places. And I lived in high income areas all my life. And at that time, I wanted to start my own publishing company because I started to understand passive and residual income because I was getting royalties. So I got deeper into the publishing side, and I started doing a lot of stuff for music, for TV and film. So a lot of people thought that I wasn't doing music anymore, but I was really behind the scenes doing, publishing and stuff with, working with the networks. And then through that transition, I moved to Buffalo, and I bossed up while I was out in Buffalo. Gotcha. And I started to buy properties out there, and then I started my own company, and then I started my own payment processing company, and then I also started my own publishing company. And I've been doing placements on TV and film for the past 10 years. So, I've been getting huge placements. Like I did a theme song to Black Lightning on the first season.
Nice.
I'm on the soundtrack. And I got a ton of placements all over TV and film reality shows. And I hired young producers and showed them how to actually make a living in the music industry without having to like always, try to get someone to buy a beat and stuff like that. And that's cool.
Time out.
Yeah, hold on. We're not going to go through everything, but...
No, well, I want to say this, C.Truth. Shout out to you, C.Truth, and shout out to myself, and shout out to you, Omega Red, because look how long ago we haven't spoken to this guy.
Right.
And he believed in himself, and people don't understand how difficult and the obstacles you got to go through as an artist, and you're not hooked up to the commercial machine of the grind you got to do. And look what you did, Omega Red. You did all that. I remember seeing you like, I'm trying to, we're going to make it work, Kevin. I'm like, God, just keep believing. And sometimes you don't really get that.
Yeah.
But then look, now you're doing placements on
major networks. CW.
But if somebody walked by him, they would be like, well, you're not on Def Jam with, like you're not a young little Dirk, so you're not doing anything. They have no idea how much you're doing on your own.
So right now, and good point. Tell them some of the other networks that you've done placements with, and some of the movies and TV shows that you can talk about that you've done things with and on.
Well, I have a lot of musical beds on a lot of these reality shows that you see on TV. I'm gonna just name one right now: Kardashians.
Okay.
All right. C.Truth, we made it. See, we made it. High five, C.Truth. We made it.
All right.
We made it.
Yeah.
Omega ready. Get the plane ready. Ready. We out.
But I got to give props to Disney too, though, because I was watching Stuck in the Middle with my daughter, and my joint came on there. So
He's on Disney. Two high fives. One, two. All right, we made it. C.Truth.
All right.
Get the plane. Get the charter plane ready. We out.
He's with the Mickey machine.
Oh, we out. Oh man.
He's down with the
Mickey
machine.
That's the only rats we love. Okay.
Yeah.
We out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, we made it. C.Truth.
Oh yeah.
All them nights of giving good advice and words of encouragement to these people. Oh man, get the limousine outside. We out of here.
And that income will pass for a long time.
Generational wealth.
It's like having a house, man. Passing it down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Generational wealth.
Yeah.
It's legacy money. These Asians. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We spoke about that with another artist by the name of Jay French.
Yes.
When he's talking about the same thing you're talking about with publishing and all of that, and we're talking about how you that goes on for a lifetime, and you assign that to whoever the next generation is, and it just keeps going, like it never stops.
Right. So peep this, right? So you see how when you like, what's his name sold his publishing for like $300 million. It's intellectual property, just like real like physical property, right? It's just intellectual.
Right.
So what I'm trying to do is educate all the artists that I work with. Sometimes it's tough because everyone's now. They want that money now. But you can't think like that. If you believe in yourself and you believe what you're doing in your vision, you have to see further than that because you'll sell yourself short.
Yeah. And
that's what happened to a lot of artists in the past. They were struggling and they just wanted a way out quick. Because they couldn't, I don't know. I'm not gonna say they didn't believe in themselves, but they did deals with desperation.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
How hungry are you?
Right.
My ribs are touching. Good. Sign right here. Don't read nothing, but sign right here.
Yeah. So I learned from the old school. I said, you know what? And I had an investor too. I had an investor put $1 million into my label the first time, but it wasn't the right situation. But what I said to myself was, I'm never going to allow someone to put 100%, invest 100% into my label. So I'm going to create these other revenue streams so I can fund my own projects.
There you go. Tell people the name of your label, the name of your publishing company. The name. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The name of my label is Stay Grounded Inc. And it's Stay Grounded Inc. And then Stay Grounded Music LLC is the publishing company.
Now, for the record, Omega Red, we've been knowing you for a very long time. Have we ever crossed you?
Nah, never.
Okay, so when do I send you my routing number? Just listen. I'm gonna give you a routing number, and just make the deposit, okay? For me and C.Truth, okay? We made it. Nah, I'm just kidding with you, man. Listen, man. I'm happy for you, man.
I got aspirations, bro. I got more aspirations, though, bro.
we know
really
that.
Happy. We're really happy for you, man.
We know that, man, and you're gonna get more of that. You know what I mean? You're doing it more than just for the gram. I don't think people understand that.
No, I know.
No, but the people don't know that. So we're trying to educate people out there right now to let them know that when we have artists on here,
it's not easy, man.
People is like, oh yeah, they got some artists on, blah blah blah. Like, who is that? Omega Red. And it's like, and then they hear what these people like yourself talk about, and they're like, oh, okay, now I see why.
Right, because if we put up a picture of Omega Red, that's gonna be on the radio show. They're gonna be like, I ain't hear of him like that. So he probably some struggling artist that he ain't doing nothing. But I'm like, did you listen? But then they always tell me, yo, Kev, I'm trying to learn how to get in and do what I gotta do. I'm like, did you listen to the last interview?
Right.
Or the past interviews?
Exactly.
Those are the people you need to hear. Those people that will actually talk to you.
These are the people we have.
You're not going to talk to those other people.
Right.
And realistically, those other people that might be commercial might not have a better life than a person like Omega Red.
Right. Now, you said you started a payment company as well. Tell us about the payment company that you started.
There's the payment processing. So, this is a funny story. I'm gonna sum it up real quick, but you know how when you go to a restaurant or you go to a gas station and you put your credit card in that machine?
Yes.
To make a payment, I provide those systems.
Okay. This guy is on. Okay. He's on fire. He's on fire.
Okay. And I get a piece of every transaction that goes through those systems.
Nice.
This guy's on
fire.
Now,
when you say
we're in the digital dope game.
That's what I'm talking about.
The transferring of now he's transferred situations.
Do you supply the actual infrastructure and the equipment, or just like everything from soup to nuts?
I provide everything: solutions, online, virtual terminals, invoicing, billing, mobile apps, terminals, POS systems for restaurants, delivery apps. I even do stuff for cannabis. I provide POS systems for dispensaries.
So that means we could call you after this and we'll have our talks. And because we knew you before this, we'll be all right. Am I correct? Or do we have to go through an assistant? What is it? What is it? He's not answering. Okay, C.Truth, whatever. Omega Red's on this stuff.
Quiet.
Now, shout out to him. We're so happy for this guy right now, man.
Yeah. Major accomplishments. Major accomplishments. Omega, you there?
Yes, I had a problem hearing you for a second.
Okay. Yeah, I bet you did. Had a problem hearing me.
But man, listen, bro. I mean, you've done some major things that most people, talk about or like dream about, but don't actually get to see it or get to do it and put it in motion. But you've actually done that, and that's a great inspiration to a lot of people that's listening right now, that's checking this out right now. And
Well, I grew up around grew up with Boston. I know you don't rock with Boston or New England like that, but I rock with you though. I rock with y'all.
Yeah.
We love Boston. We just say that just for
understand. Don't worry about when we talk about a whole New England.
617. What up? 617.
I'm just messing.
Yeah,
I'm just messing. But I grew up and seeing what success would look like. So a lot of people, a lot of areas, that don't have successful people that done things. They don't know what it looks like, so they don't think it's attainable. So I kind of grew up around a lot of that. I grew up around New Kids on the Block, New Edition. Bobby Brown's my cousin through marriage. And of course you knew Donna Summer was my aunt. So
yes,
I got
yes.
I got to see a lot of that.
Shout out to New Kids on the Block. They have a new video out right now called Return to, I think, Back to the Basics, something like that. And Uncle Ralph McDaniels was actually on that video. They're doing it like they're back in the days.
Yeah.
So shout out to Donnie Wahlberg for getting Video Music Box involved. And shout out to Mark Wahlberg. We're supposed to do that documentary for Video Music Box with Mark Wahlberg, but that was too late, but we did it with Showtime. So shout out to the Wahlbergs, but shout out to you. Go ahead, bro. And shout out to your aunt Donna Summer.
Yeah.
Last Dance.
Legend.
All hail the queen.
Legend.
All hail the queen.
So, so you know, and a lot of people didn't even know she was my aunt until I started actually working with her. Like, she was on my last album. We did a song called Angel.
I remember we played her music before.
Yeah, so it was like a bittersweet thing, you know, that I did a song with her and she's gone. Yeah. But that's legacy money right there too, though.
Disco Queen.
Yes, indeed.
Donna Summer, Disco Queen.
Legend. That trance goes through different decades and generations. Like Donna Summer right there. So that's what it is, man. But right now, you got out a joint called Boss Moves that we've been rocking for a while. Before that, we was rocking Do It For The Gram, of course. But tell everybody.
I appreciate that love, man, and support. I really appreciate the support, man. It means a lot.
No question. Tell everybody where they can get that new music and where they can find out more about what you're doing with the publishing and the payment company processing and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, cool. So you can go to my website. It's OmegaRedSuperFan.com, and how you spell super is SUPAFAN. So it's OmegaRedSuperFan.com. All my social media tags is Omega Red Superfan. So it's spelled the same way, just without the the .com or the www. And now my payment processing, that's a whole different beast. So that's www.WNYMC.co. So it's Western New York Merchant Consulting.
Okay.
All right. Just remember, we knew you before all this. So don't be acting new when we hit you up.
Yo, hit me up. Listen, I'm here to help. I'm here to uplift everybody and educate everybody. I be doing these meetings with all these white people and all these boards. I'm on a ton of boards, and I be telling them like it is, and I be getting that information, and I be bringing it back to my people.
That's what you're supposed to. That's what I'm talking about.
And one time for Miss Tanya. Rest in peace, Miss Tanya.
Yes, rest in peace.
I know you mentioned something before when we was off air, and we'll definitely talk more about that off air.
No question.
Right. Yes.
That's indeed. Well, listen,
I'll hit you off air.
I want to thank you for taking time out to be on the program. You know what I mean? Definitely, we appreciate you. And we got love for New England. It's just a competition thing, that goes through the whole sports situation. But we got love for, New England. We pass through there too and we get love. So it ain't nothing crazy. we just make
I know. Yeah. I know it's all love. It's all love.
No question. And I got your math, so I'm
617.
I'm gonna give that to Kev so he'll have that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. So travel safe. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, I appreciate you, man. One love. Stay grinding.
Yes, indeed. Peace. It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio. We here, C.Truth, Kev Lawrence.
Thermal Sound Wave.